welcome. I'm so glad you joined me today. We're going to be doing a lesson today about architects. So you may be asking yourself, what is an architect? Well, hopefully by the time you get done with this lesson, you will be able to tell me what an architect is and explain to me what they do and possibly even think about becoming an architect yourself if you are someone who likes to be creative and design buildings. So let's talk about first what an architect is. An architect is a person who designs buildings and in many cases also supervises their construction. So they would create the design for the building, and then as the building was being done, actually watch that process being happening and making decisions that help the process move more efficiently. Architects have to be able to create functional structures. Function is something that means that it works. So the structures won't fall down. Buildings that they design are called architecture. So architecture is basically the main word for buildings. There's all different types of architecture. Architects create designs called blueprints. So what you see here in these images is actually what an architect's blueprint might look like. One of them is a picture of a blueprint on paper, and the other looks like what a blueprint might look like on the computer. So like a digital design of a blueprint. Sometimes blueprints are actually on a white paper. They don't have to be actually blue. The outside of the architecture is called the exterior. So you can remember exit means going out, and exterior also means outside. So that is also something that has to be thought about, is what the appearance of that would look like, and what the outside materials would be used to create that. The inside of the architecture is called the interior. So you can remember inside means interior. These are some designs of what an architect might draw out to show the interior spaces of a room. Styles of architecture. There are actually many styles of architecture. This is not just the only styles that there are. But these are just some examples. We have a boho type architecture you can see up there in the corner. Classical, which is similar to the Parthenon that we have here in our hometown close to Nashville, which is, we see those in Greek temples and older style architecture. Italian style architecture, which has lots of curves and entrances that have a bit of fanciness to them, and balconies. And Victorian is another popular style of architecture. Now, these are by no means the only styles of architecture. There's many more, but those are just a few examples of different types. There are also some famous architects. One of the most famous would be Antonio Gaudi, and you can see he has some beautiful, looks like a castle there over to the side. Frank Lloyd Wright has some nice nature-themed architecture, and another famous architect, Johnson, has a beautiful glass house. Now, how would you feel about living in a glass house? I'm not sure that I could handle doing that. That would be a little bit scary. And design your own architecture is what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be making a design for our own architecture, our own little origami house. So glad that you joined me today for this lesson, and I hope that you will continue to join me to do the origami house. I'm so glad you joined me today to make an origami house. And so we're going to begin with a regular sized sheet of paper. So this can be just a regular piece of copy paper. Normally origami is a square piece of paper like this one that you see here. But with this project, it's just a regular sized piece of paper. And we're going to be making a house with our regular sized piece of paper. These are some different examples that you can see here that have been decorated. And the very cool thing is that they open up and you can make an interior design for your house. So remember, the interior is the inside, and you can even open up and make a garage. Oh my gosh, it's so fabulous. So this one, I've got a brick outside stone, and then we have several rooms inside of the interior of this origami house. Furniture, it's not too difficult to draw. We're going to go over that and making different levels inside of your house. You could even put a swimming pool in your attic. That's the cool thing about being your own architect, is using your imagination and adding lots of different designs and details to make it your own. And again, there's another garage with a little storage space in there above the car, like a regular real garage would have. So now we're going to go through the instructions for folding this house. You'll need an 8 by 10 regular sheet of paper, and if you don't have to do any cutting with this project, but scissors are good to make folds and creases, and I'm going to show you how you can use those to help you assist make some nice, clean, crisp folds. So take your 8 by 10 piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half. Sometimes people call this hamburger style. It's just folding it. If you do fold it the wrong direction the first time, it's going to make your house be quite long. So you'll want to make sure that you are folding it correctly. Now fold it in half again. And you'll want to crease. Now you can use the edge of your finger or thumb to crease, or like I said earlier, a pair of scissors on the edge. If you press down and run across the fold, will really help make a nice sharp crease on your house. Open it back up, and we're going to fold one side over to the middle crease that we made. And I'm going to again use my scissors to make a nice sharp crease there. Fold the other side to that middle line. That line's going to be kind of our indicator to know where to fold. And again, I'm using the handle of my scissors to make that crease. Open your paper back up. Now, I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to kind of go in here and open it up and widen it out at the bottom, and when I do, it starts to make a triangle at the top. So I'm going to help it and assist it make that triangle the rest of the way, and again get my scissors to push that crease down, and I have the one side of my house made already. Very simple, very simple. So open it up, press down at the top if you have to, and kind of assist it and help it make that triangle shape, and then again use something to crease the edge. So now we've got a nice origami house, and it's all ready for our decorating and our architecture design that we want to add. We could do wood and shingles for our rooftop, or you could do a brick house or a stone house. It's really up to you. The possibilities are endless. You can change color, make outside landscaping with plants. Like this one, I've done a bush and a little flower garden, different styles of windows. So one thing I do recommend is when you get ready, before you design your house, you may want to take a pencil and mark the top triangle there, because that will be an exterior space. But when you open up the folds of the house to decorate the inside of the rooms, you can easily mess that up and put furniture in that area. So now we're going to get to the decorating and drawing part. And I also have here a bought origami house. This actually came in an origami book, and I thought it was pretty cool how they had printed the different furniture and the exterior and the interior parts of the house and added the details and the colors. And it really does help to give you an idea of what you could do with your own. Now, in this area, you might want to think about what types of windows you could add. So I'm just going to do a little roof section here. I'm just going to put some lines for now. You could do shingles, you could do lines, you could do tiles. And then I'm going to add some window shapes. I like to use a semicircle with some lines in the middle to show my windows divided. And then I'm also going to add my front door. So you could do it in the very middle, or like this example here, you could do it over to the side. Don't forget to add your door handles, if you want to add a window on top of this door, any kind of detail that you add to your house is really going to help it and make it look more individualized and stylish. And whichever type of house style that you want. Remember, we talked about traditional architecture, and you could do things from nature. You could do things that are industrial looking if you like the look of the city. Now, this is our exterior design for this house. Remember, that is our word, and you can think exterior sounds like exit, which means to go outside. That is the outside of our house. That's a good way to remember that vocabulary word. Now, on the inside or the interior of the house, I'm going to use some dividing lines so that I can have different sections for rooms. And that's just making lines, which creates boxes and different spaces in the interior of this house. Furniture is mostly just simple shapes, squares, rectangles. You could add bedrooms, couches, a kitchen, a refrigerator would just be a rectangle with some details. If you wanted to make a table, a simple oval with some table legs and chairs would work out. Adding a sink. Every kitchen has to have a sink, or you could put a stove in there. You could even put windows in the backgrounds on the walls with curtains and pictures hanging, and really get creative with your design. In the living room, to make a couch, I use a rectangle with a line dividing it and a semicircle on top, and then add the little arms on the edges. A television is just another rectangle. Every house has to have a bathroom. We got to get cleaned up in the bathtub, so we can add again more oval shapes for our bathtub and our toilet and our sink. And beside the bathroom, it's always nice to have your bedroom. So you can use a rectangle shape again, maybe for your bed, for your pillows, for your dresser, and divide your dresser up with some lines for drawers. Now, the cool thing about being your own architect is you can really design it how you want to. If you want to do something fun, you could add fun rooms. You could do workout rooms, toy rooms. I'm going to put a little bunk bed up here, and then we'll just leave the other room for now. But coloring your house, it'd be like painting your own walls of your own rooms. And you can you can even put people in your house. Now, this one's a little hard to see, so let me zoom in a little bit closer and let you check them out. So somebody's taking a nap there, and then beside them, someone's working out in the workout room, lifting up some weights. So lots of fun details always make this a more exciting project. Feel free to add all your own details. And one more awesome feature is the garage. So open up your flap there if you'd like to. You could put a bicycle in the garage or a car. And to draw a car, again, I'm using simple shapes. Circles for the tires, rectangles for the top parts of the car and the part that the people ride in, squares for your windows. Maybe add a radio antenna and some lights. Any detail makes it better. Thank you for joining me today to make these awesome houses, and I hope yours turns out fabulous. And one more cool feature that I forgot to mention is that these houses can actually stand up. If you want to play with them and create your own little space, maybe make some little origami people to go with your origami house, and stand your houses up and make a little three-dimensional scene. That's a lot of fun. So I'm glad that you joined me today, and post your finished origami house on Seesaw, and we will see you next time. Thanks.